Mr. Walid, and welcome to another lesson, or actually it is the same lesson, combined rate, but another video. So some other ideas about this lesson we will be doing today. So if you didn't watch the first video, you have to watch it so that you can continue what we will say today. Alright, so our question was about the two workers are packing tea bags, and I already wrote the question in the first video. So I added another question to this question. Instead of asking about the time to take they take to bag 3,000 tea bags, and we already know how to find the time, I am asking today another question about this lesson, or about the same question. The two workers are working together, right? And we want to find, if they work for 5 hours together, we want to find how many tea bags they can bag. Alright, so what are we going to do? We are going to use the same rate that we found last time, the same combined rate. Steps are the same, and after we find the combined rate, we will use it again for the second question. So we make the ratio between tea bags and hours. So we make ratio between tea bags to hours, and under tea bags we write the 1620, and under hours we write 1. Same thing that we did last time, but this time only we have the hours. We have the hours, we don't have the tea bags. We have the hours are 5 hours, so we write 5 under hours, and we write question mark under tea bags, and then we make cross multiplication like we did last time, but this time the cross is between 5 and 1620, so we cross multiply. So we multiply 5 times 1620 and divide by the other number, divide by 1. So we say the number of tea bags will be 5 times 1620 divided by 1, and that's gonna be 1100 tea bags. Okay, so now with another question, different totally than this question, and this question is actually, I found it online, and some schools they ask about it. So something like that. Alright, I wish, because I didn't write it, I sometimes when I teach I don't have to write, so I just copy paste and take screenshot or anything. So Walter and Helen are asked to paint a house, so they are asked to work together. Walter can paint the house by himself in 12 hours, so he can paint one house. So they said here the house, so the house here means that it is one house, not, he cannot paint 2 houses in 12 hours or 3 houses in 12 hours. He can paint the house or one house by himself in 12 hours. Why am I saying this? Because we will need the number of the houses he can paint in this specific time when we do the rate R1. The R1 needs 2 numbers, the rate needs a number divided by another number. So we didn't have it's not written a number here, so it's gonna be 1 house per 12 hours. So we will do that, and we will find the rate later. Helen can paint the house, which is 1 house again, by herself in 16 hours. So this also will be helpful for us to find the R2, the rate 2. So how long will it take them to paint the house? Again, they are asked to paint 1 house. When we find the combined rate, we will use this number. The number here, they are asked to paint 1 house, because maybe you are asked in the question, in another question you are asked to find the time here they can take to paint 2 houses or 3 houses or 4 houses. So it's very important to know the number of the things they are asked to do. So here is they are asked to paint 1 house together, and we want to find the time. So the steps are same like we did in the first example. Of course, this should be written here example number 2 because I did already example number 1. So for Walter, R1 for Walter will be 1 house over 12 hours. He can paint 1 house in 12 hours like the question say. So it's gonna be, we do 1 divided by 12 will be a fraction 1 over 12. Leave it as a fraction as it is, and then just write the unit of the rate will be house per hour. So he can paint 1 over 12 of the house every 1 hour. So he can paint a little piece of that, a little part of the house in 1 hour. 1 over 12, 1/12 of the house he can paint every 1 hour. And we will do the same thing for Helen. R2 will be 1 house in 16 hours. So 1 over 16 or 1/16th house per hour. Or you can read it in another way. She can paint 1 over 16 of the house every 1 hour. So since we have now the 2 rates, we can make the combined rate, which is R will become R1 plus R2. So the first rate plus the second rate. So we write the first fraction plus the second fraction. Of course, together they will paint more of that house in 1 hour. So the answer of addition will be 7 over 48 of the house per hour. Every 1 hour they will paint more together. Alright. With respect to all the teachers that I know online and not online, there is no other teacher explaining this like my way. So I hope it will be useful for you and more simpler than any other. Anyway, after we found the combined rate by adding them, I have to write the unit in a little bit different way. Why? I need a number for the house and a number for the hour. So just writing per hour will be a little bit confusing. So write per 1 hour because we will need this number here. We'll need it later when we do the proportion. We'll make ratio between house to hour, and we need a number under the house, which is going to be this fraction, and a number under the hour, which is going to be this number. So they can paint together 7 over 48 of the house every 1. So write the 1 hour. So that's how you will use the information of this in the proportion. You write house, you make ratio between house to hour. So house to hour, and under house you write the fraction, and under hour you write the one that I told you it will be necessary for us. So under house, that's the first line always come from the combined rate. So the second line is the one that can be different from a question to another. So in the question they are asked to paint 1 house together. So under the house we write 1, and we are asked to find the time. So under the hour we don't know how much time they will take to paint that 1 house together. So you write 1 again, 1 house under, but this time you write the 1 under the house because they will paint 1 house together. So excuse me, the question, they are asked to paint the house. Alright, so that's 1 house. Okay, and how long is asking about the time. So the time we don't know. So we write under the house 1, and under the time question mark we do cross multiplication to find the time they need to paint that house. 1 times 1, so the time will be 1 times 1, the cross multiplication, the two numbers making cross are these two numbers, 1 and 1. So you do 1 times 1 and divide by the other number. 1 times 1, then you write divided by the fraction 7 over 48. So by the calculator we can make it like that. You write fraction, on the top you write 1 times 1, and on the bottom you write the fraction 7 over 48. So you write fraction again, 7 over 48. You write, so that's 48 over 7 hours, or you can make it as a mixed number, 6 and 6 over 7 hours. If you want to change it to minutes, you multiply by 60. So that's approximately 411 minutes, approximately. So that's the time they take to paint the house together. I made also another question on my own about this topic. I hope it will be also useful for you. But I'm gonna make it next video, inshallah. I wish I am from Egypt, by the way, so that's why I'm talking this way. So anyway, I will explain this question next time. See you. Thank you.